Today for my persuasive speech, I have 3 of my classmates here. I'm a senior, Avery's a senior, Bailey and Macy are juniors, and today I'm going to be talking and give my persuasive speech about why standardized testing should be taken out of school systems. So every day, students around the world, but not only students, adults around the world, even people who are in college, have to take a test, whether the tests are for academic testing, academic placing, or testing for sickness or diseases. However, tests for some people, especially students in high school or in college, can be traumatizing. Some students, like me, have academic tests like academic challenges. I have severe ADHD, so for anything, any simple distraction can cause me to lose focus. A simple distraction could be a pencil dropping or a shoe squeaking or a kid tapping his foot on the floor, and that can cause everybody just to lose focus who has ADHD. Having ADHD while also testing can cause you to fall behind, and when you fall behind, you don't get things done as quick as others. Another symptom I have is testing anxiety. I know a lot of people have testing anxiety, and with testing anxiety, you stress over little things. The little thing could be a simple vocab test or something of the sort like that in school. I know for me, taking a math class, I struggle in math, so when I hear there's a math test coming up, I stress over it. Even though I think I've studied everything, I can memorize all of the graphs, memorize all the formulas. I come in the next day and my mind goes immediately blank. Also, you could be a straight A student in school, a straight A student in college, or just be a well-rounded human in the professional world, and when you take a test and you fail the test, you think that impacts your entire life when really it's just a grade. So you could be a straight A student, but the test doesn't show how you are as a true person. So first, I'm going to be talking about how students with high-functioning ADHD are affected daily with testing. According to the CDC, 11.4% of the United States students have been diagnosed with ADHD. So I am one of the 11.4 students, and that, in to put in perspective, is over 1 million students. ADHD is called attention deficit hyper disorder, and it's when you can't really function and you have so much energy in your body that you just have to do something, and with that, a lot of times you blurt out things, or you have the nerve and the tendency to do something right then and right there. So ADHD can also cause you to lose focus, get distracted, and not cause you to complete your tasks. You could go home, your mom could ask you to make your bed, and you're in the middle of making your bed, and you get distracted by something else, and you don't finish making your bed. So here, for example, you could be taking a simple math test with 20 questions. A kid sneezes. Something as simple as a kid sneezing or the door opening and closing can cause you to lose focus and get distracted, and then you fall behind and you fail the test because you didn't finish answering your questions. Lastly, making impulsive decisions with ADHD can cause you to rush through the test and make estimated guesses. So taking it back to the SAT and the ACT test. In that setting, you're with people you don't know, and they want you to keep it quiet. However, numerous people in the test drop pencils, people go outside to blow their nose, and I know as a senior in high school with pollen, the allergies are bad, so blowing your nose can distract people very easily. And then you make an impulsive decision because the ACT and the SAT are timed. So you're trying to make impulsive decisions with impulsive answers that end up being wrong, that count against you in the end. Next, testing anxiety can cause major setbacks. I have ADHD, have testing anxiety, and it can cause you to have a fear of failure. People put expectations on you, and you want to live up to the expectation of you being perfect all the time. I know as a senior in high school, my parents have the expectation that I make all A's and get into high functioning colleges or great colleges, and sometimes if you fail a test, that can put in your mind that you're a failure. And you focus on the test and believe that one bad grade affects your whole life as well as your personality. Say I come to school one day with the mindset of, I'm going to do great on the test, and then I get an F and fail the test. That affects your whole mood for the whole day, and that can even affect your mood the whole week, and then affect your parents' perspective on you. Students as well as adults often get physically sick, like throw up or get headaches over knowing they have a test. You can go home, study all the material you want, come in and feel great, and then you look at the test and your mind goes completely blank. This is a major problem for many kids as well as adults and college students in today's world. So lastly, testing cannot show who you are as a true student. I'm a straight A student, and the only class I've ever had to be in my entire life has been a math class. Like I said, I'm not a good math taker. I'm not a good math person. So when it comes to testing and I find out I have a math test on Fridays, those are the tests that bump my grade down. However, Having a B in a class is not a bad thing. It's just the testing anxiety that makes it worse. So with that being said, being a straight A student, you put so much pressure on yourself to be able to make a straight A on the test. If you don't make any on the test, that can drop your grade, and you get in your mind that you're going to fail the class. To get into colleges, you're required to take the ACT and the SAT tests. These are time tests, and if, like I said, you don't answer the question, you get a question wrong, and it counts against you. With that mindset going into the test, and you're already nervous about the test, it adds more anxiety on top of that, but you just have to remember it doesn't reflect on the type of student you are. Tying back to the anxiety, some people are poor test takers. I know I'm a poor test taker, and I'm sure other students are. And if you have testing anxiety, it just doesn't help when you're trying to jot answers down quickly. So, in conclusion, I believe all testing should be taken out of school systems. I believe testing to be able to get into a college should be taken out of the school system because that doesn't reflect who you are as a student. The anxiety and stress that comes along with any kind of test is enough to make a student or an adult or a college student physically ill and sick. Some students have academic challenges, which also makes it harder for them to test. So as my presentation aid, I made graphs of this is the graph of students who are affected by ADHD daily and who take tests. So if you see the lines that are under, the lines that go on top, the higher ones are the students who don't have ADHD. Lines on the bottom are the students who do have ADHD and can't function as well as others during a test. The next graph is students with anxiety who are more prone to be affected by failing a test. The blue line shows the students who have anxiety who don't test well, and the black line shows students who don't have anxiety and test good. The last slide shows how many students got rejected from college because of a bad SAT and ACT score, but that doesn't show who you are as a true student. Thank you.